Hello, hosts, and hello, jury of Be Kind Rewind Season 2, The Big Bang Theory. I'm honored to be at the end of this game. I had so much fun. Um, and I'm sorry if I don't seem as focused or if this is a mess. Um, my personal life has been really rough the last 48 hours. And so I'm gonna do my best, but I really do think I deserve to win this game. I played my ass off. I worked so hard the entire way through. Um, and hopefully I can explain to y'all why I deserve to win this game. Sorry. Um, it's just getting a little short on time and I need to submit something. And so, without further ado, here is why I deserve to win this season. Um, so I implemented a game plan that really consisted of five things. One, genuine social connections. I wanted to get to know everybody. I wanted to give everybody a chance. And I feel like I worked my ass off. I was up at nights getting to know, I was on calls, getting to know everyone. I was on calls with people for hours, and that was multiple people throughout the night. Getting to know people first. I wanted to come in this game to make friends, and that was my biggest goal. And so, building those genuine connections was something that I wanted to do. And I did that from the very beginning to the very end. Um, and so, I knew I was going to have to, if I was going to make connections and get to know people and really get to know people very deeply. I played a very vulnerable game. I was honest to people about what I was going through. I was there for people. I wanted to be there for people as well, was what I meant to say, sorry. Um, and so I knew I was going to have to backstab some people. Um, and so another game plan that I had implemented was a Jekyll and Hyde type of game where I'd have two dual entities playing the game. One was my personal Michael, the one that was myself, no game. It was all emotion. And the other one was gameplay Michael. What was best for Michael in the game? And so I was playing with two different type of personalities throughout the whole game to really develop those social connections back and to develop the game how I wanted to go. So I was in the best position at all times to make the next round and to make the end and win. Um, and so another component of my game was I was the middleman the whole time through the game. And so that meant my vote really determined where things were going. I had the connections, I had the game connections with people to discuss with them really what was best for my game and really make it seem like it was best for our game. But I wanted to be in the middle the whole time, and I successfully did that this whole game, knowing that it could jeopardize my game to not pick sides, but I knew I wanted to play with the middle, give everyone a chance, and really develop the game and the future of the games in regards to when it was the next round um, into my favor. So I was always in the best position going into the next round. So I always thought presently and futurely, and that's what being in the middle helped me do. Um, and then the next thing was adaptability. I had to adapt to the game knowing where everything was based off of my social connection. I knew mostly where all the advantages were. I knew mostly where every single vote was going. I knew mostly where everybody wanted to go next in the future. I knew all those things, and that helped me be adaptable in the game, especially when um, people were quitting or leaving, being a medevac from the game. And when it came down to building trust, I could be adaptable and fluid with people who I built trust with because of my social connections, but also because that's just how the game worked out from the beginning to the end for me, with how I put things in motion for myself. And then the fifth thing was just to have fun. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to come in this game and really make friends. I really think I did that. And I really wanted to play a great, controlled game. And I do believe I did that from start to finish. How I executed my game plan. I was vulnerable. That helped me develop deeper social connections. I talked about my mental health. I was honest about deeper things with people that most people wouldn't get deep about in a game. And I really played into that, not for the game, but to develop relationships with people for the friends. But that helped my game. And that's where the dual entities, Jekyll and Hyde game comes in. I kept game and personal separate, and there are a couple of votes that made me feel like shit. But I had to do it to ensure my positioning in the game and to make sure I had the best route, no matter the combination of people, to the end. Um, and so that's what comes up into the next part of how I executed, which was having multiple backup plans by having uh, a plethora of social relationships that I could weave and weave in between. I don't know the saying, but weave in between. I had many backup plans that kept me in the position that I needed to be. And so I had plans for if something happened, if this happened in the future, knowing where the advantages were, knowing where people wanted to go, knowing where people were starting to be able to get numbers wise. And so I had backup plans. And then another thing was understanding other other contestants' social connections. So through my social connections, they talked to me about their social connections with other people, which allowed me to really zig and zag throughout the game to keep myself in the middle and have full control of where the votes went, where and where my positioning was in the game. And then I really I really do think this next part is one of the key factors in my game, but strategic leaking of info. I call them seeds of chaos. And so I strategically timed and waited and was patient when I leaked info, because I knew other information from before through talking to everyone. But I really was strategic in leaking it so it didn't come back and bite me. It always bit someone else and always pulled someone into the limelight. And then the next thing was adapting my game and evolving my game, to always keep my game plans intact. And so, after touchy subjects, for example, I felt like I was discovered. Like I really was. I was the strategic threat, the social threat, the villain, and I really told myself I will play into their perceptions of my game. Um, and so I did decide to go a little bit more of the villain route, but that's not always how I wanted it to be, and I hope I can explain myself. But knowing that I had all these backup plans due to my social connections with people and the information everyone was giving me, I knew that no matter what, I could put myself into the best possible position to win this game. Um, and that's exactly what I did, and that's how I made it here. So hopefully that wasn't confusing. Um, and this is 10 minutes, and I'm sorry. I really tried not to make this super long, but I really hope I have your vote to win this game because I really did have the control. People knew it, and I still was able to play the middle. People let me play the middle. and I really had control of this game.